Hi, my name's Craig. I'm the Youth Projects Manager here at Chelmsford YMCA, and I oversee all of the informal youth work that we do, as well as other projects we do throughout the year as well. As you can see, this is Chelmsford YMCA, which has been here for over 130 years. So the building is looking a little bit tired after all those years of providing provision for the community of Chelmsford.
This is an ideal location for some of the work that you do. Okay, there's traffic outside, but you're really in the heart of the town. The railway station is just up the road. It's a few minutes walk away from the city centre. Oh, did I say town? From the city centre. So the location is great, but it's looking a bit tired, it's looking a bit small, it's probably bursting at the seams. What's your vision for the Y?
So our vision as an organisation, so our board, our chief executive and our management team would like to redevelop the entire building and just continue going up. So we'd like to go at least another floor up, if not maybe a third floor, obviously using the whole length of and width of the building. Maybe have a roof garden that has some more kind of green space, outdoor space for the children that come to the nursery, and also maybe a small five-a-side pitch so our young people have got somewhere to have a little kick about, do some basketball. It's utilising the space that we have and using the creativity that a lot of buildings have done in London. Some of the schools we've been to, they've got the roof gardens, they've got football pitches on their roofs. It's just being as creative as possible, all the way down to utilising the rainwater to maybe help with our water and the flushing. So we're being environmentally friendly as well with that.
When I think of sport and I think of the YMCA, I think basketball. Didn't the YMCA invent basketball?
It did indeed, yes. It was a youth worker in America that had some challenging young people, and his manager said provide something for those young people. So basketball was created then, as well as volleyball. Volleyball was created within the YMCA, and as we're just about to come to the Remembrance Day as well, the poppy that everybody uses now was actually an idea from a YMCA youth worker in America. So that's where now today people use poppies to obviously the appeal for remembrance, but as well to show a sign of respect and never forgetting the people that have put their lives for everybody today.
Are you proud of the work that you do at the YMCA? Do you feel it fulfills a need?
Definitely, extremely proud. Seeing the young people progress, have more confidence. Having parents, give us feedback of, the transformation in their child. Those areas, that happen, make me and my team, my colleagues, proud, and it's why we come, every day to do the job that we do.
You're punching above your weight, aren't you, here? You really, really need a miracle transformation. Going up, what, four stories, 5 stories, 6?
Well, opposite us, the building have gone up, nearly 4 stories. So, if we could have, 3 or 4 levels to our building, that'd be amazing. Just because then it would provide some great open space where we could just be very creative. Have an entrepreneurial enterprise maybe, so that we can offer some more for young people and actually make a profit from whatever that business. It could be, having some baking, having young people learning about how to bake and selling cakes and bread. Just one idea to something else where that enterprise would help keep the YMCA and its services sustainable.
I've been a local journalist in Chelmsford now for more years than I care to remember, and often covered the YMCA, and continually the dream of expanding, and it's never come true. When are you going to reach the promised land?
I mean, that is like, the same as how long's a piece of string. Unfortunately, when the Labour government were in, there was the My Place bids, whereby charity sectors could put in a bid to have funds to regenerate their buildings. Our chief executive and board were committed to that and put some funds in to, as you needed to get, architects, building plans, and it was a lengthy process that the chief executive then and board put in for, and unfortunately there was another bid put in Essex, which was through the youth service in Southend area, and they were successful, and we weren't, unfortunately. So it was it was a real shame, because that would have transformed this building. Today now it'd be looking completely different, but it's a case of back to the drawing board and start to to fundraise. And in a recession that's been happening for a few years, it's been a very, very challenging time to actually just keep provisions going and serving the people that need, let alone the building as well. So it is something that's still, it's like at the summit of Everest. Yes, we see it, it's up there. We haven't got all the oxygen yet to get to the top of the summit, but we will get there in due course.
Now this seems to me to be a beehive of activity. Going back to the beginning, how long has the Y been here?
The YMCA has been here for over 130 years. As an organisation, the YMCA has been running for 170 years. We started in 1844 by a gentleman called George Williams, who was supporting young men in particular through the Christian faith in London, and has now evolved to a men and women, all faiths and none organisation that supports young people, families in the community.
I recall in my youth that there was once, which was spent in Watford, there was a YWCA building. I think there might have been a YMCA, but they were separated on sex grounds?
Yeah, obviously when the YMCA was first created, it was specifically to support young men in London or around the globe as it carried on. So for some time it was specifically for young men, and through the times young women felt that they also needed some support and wanted something for themselves. So then the YWCA was created, and through that, now there are one or two YWCAs still around the world, but predominantly it's just YMCAs now, because the explanation of the title's a little bit old, as we do engage with anybody that's involved in the community that we're serving.
So you've kept the men's for the M,
yeah,
because everybody knows it, and no one's going to say, hey, it should be any different, a W instead of an M, so it's all WM or MW. Yeah. Okay, so this is across the sexes here, across the age groups?
Yeah, specifically with us, we work with 0 to 19. We have a nursery that offers for 3 months all the way up to 5 years old for them, so then they go to school. And through our childcare department, we also run breakfast and after school clubs. So we have 7 of them, which one is based here and the rest are out either in schools or in community halls, so that working parents can drop off their children. We'll give them breakfast, take them to school, pick them up from school, give them an evening snack, do some homework, have some games, have some fun, and then they get picked up. So that is predominantly the childcare side of our work. The other side is our youth work, where we support children, young people and families. So I suppose there isn't really a cut-off point on the age on people we support and work with. It's the level of need. So whether it's our schools work, where we're supporting a child and their family, and working with school, so we have a kind of triangulation where we're working with all three with set aims and objectives to basically support people the best way we can.
You've been here 8 years, is it now?
Yes, 8 years.
And presumably it's grown in successive years. What's your vision for the Y in Chelmsford?
So part of our vision is to redevelop this building as this building's been here for, as I said, over 130 years, and of which part of the building was bombed in World War II, as it was used as a community relief centre. It's a bit old, and due to the numbers of staff and divisions that we run, that we don't really have much space left, so we'd like to raise the necessary funds to be able to redevelop the whole building so we can have some more floors, and be able to offer the community even more than what we're already doing now.
Craig, you've got this incredible dream, this incredible vision for a new home, a brand new home. I can see it at the top right hand corner there. It looks fabulous, and don't those YMCA sign up there just make your heart just sing to see that? And that's what you'd like raised over Chelmsford City Centre.
Yeah.
But it would take a lot of money, and for the Y, a lot of prayer. How much has it been costed at?
Well, the My Place bid, it was looking at close to nearly £5 million to have the whole redevelopment done, and that was back two years ago, more than 3 years ago now when they did that. So it's probably around that mark to go for a full redevelopment, knocking down this building. Another avenue is to maybe half that cost and actually just build with the structure that we've still got just on top, so that maybe while that's happening we'll still be able to run the services in the building still and not have to worry about moving somewhere else.
As it were, a loft conversion.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, someone's having an extension done at their home, they might still live there. It'll be challenging for a period of time, but once that structure's there and it's more the interior work needs to be done, it gets a little bit easier. So I think that would be hopefully one of the aims to do that.
What about lassoing some of the businesses that are opening opposite? I mean, they are beautiful buildings that are going up there. I mean, superb buildings. Do we put them to shame at all and ask them would they like to contribute, or are you going to big business?
Our business development manager has been involved and in talks with various businesses that are locally building new structures to talk about the YMCA and how can they support them with the increase of the building work they're doing. So hopefully, yes, we're hoping to get some support from them, and even if it's a case of them supporting and signposting their staff and their children to use the facilities, as the trading arm of our organisation being the nursery, so the childcare, that is a trading company, so it's already a small social enterprise, as whatever profit that makes, percentage goes back into upgrading and maintaining the equipment and the staff training, but also it helps for the charity as well, to keep the charity sustainable as well. So even if we were to have the nursery and our after school clubs completely full with waiting lists, that would also support us continue on as well.
The National Lottery could build it in the blink of an eye. Have you applied, or is it against the principles of the Y because it's gambling?
I think it's more the National Lottery have changed a lot of the grants, and it's not so much more for capital, it's more about specific projects. But as well, it's a very, very challenging time for every charity, no matter what their size. For example, Children in Need last year said they had £23 million to be able to give us grants for charities for projects. The number of grants applications they had in, they'd said if they said yes to all of them, they would have needed £290 million to be able to give everybody the exact amount of money they wanted for their project. So that kind of gives in context how many people are applying for funds throughout the nation, let alone, kind of locally.
So a couple of legacies from ex-YMCAs would certainly help, wouldn't it?
Yes, definitely. This is the hall, and this is upstairs at the YMCA, and is a multi-functional piece of space during the hours of 2:45 till 6 o'clock. it is the after school club, and from 7 till 9 a.m. as well. It's the breakfast club, and that provision feeds one of the local primary schools, whereby parents that are working can drop them off as early as 7:30. We'll give them some breakfast, do some games, some activities, look at school work if they wanted to, take them to school, and then at the end of the school day we can then bring them back, and again give them an afternoon snack, do some fun games, and if they've got homework they need to do, then opportunity to do that and have some support in that as well. And this is just one of the many clubs that we've got based around Chelmsford. And then come the evening, all of this gets put away, and then we use it for our youth groups. So our Tuesday night youth group might use it for a bit of dodgeball or doing some indoor games. We've also got street golf that we do, which is just using any environment, indoors or out, and using the golf elements with some indoor kit, which is a bit of fun for the young people. If they can set up their own little kind of golf courses, so if they want to do their own little Ryder Cup tournament, then they could do that. On Thursdays, our sound sessions project, which is a music-based project. We do live performances, so the young people will organise the place to do gigs. We've got drum kit and other various bits of music equipment up here as well for people to use. And in the past, we've done some discos for 10, 11-year-olds, and we've got some sumo suits in and some party games and various things like that.
So you're not waiting until you become a gigantic structure. This is full to the brim, isn't it? Yep. You could do with so much more room.
Yep. Every piece of space is utilised.
Multi-utilised.
So multi-utilised, yes. Every cupboard has something either for the childcare for them to use or for the youth, and there literally is no more space. And luckily, with technology advancing, a lot of our work has been able to be stored on the server. I think if we were, if we were like this now, 20, 30 years ago, before people were able to save hard copies on our computer, I think that the roof would probably cave down with all of the archiving that that has had to be done. Whereas now we can scan a lot of paperwork and archive it actually on our server, instead of just putting them all into small boxes and putting them up in the attic, which is not the biggest piece of space. So luckily we're able to do that, which is helping a little bit.
The family jewel is definitely your location. It's a huge location. Whoever built it here, we know they built a small place, perhaps it was big for them, I don't know, but it's certainly, you've been blessed with an incredible location, haven't you, which fits directly into what you do. Yeah. Railway station, bus garage, you're at the crossroads, aren't you?
Yeah.
Of the city. Except you need a bigger building. You're desperate for a bigger building. Do you think you'll see it in your tenure here?
I hope so, yes. And with the work that's happening literally up opposite the train station, all of the housing developments that's happening, phase 1's almost done, and phase 2 will be starting. The huge Marconi site, another huge development that's happening as well. With that, there will be children, young people and families that will be wanting services, and through that we will be able to hopefully profile ourselves more, find there's more of a need, and hopefully that will help with our fundraising and being able to develop and build a new building as well.
So we're talking, you've seen a vision for a city village, haven't you? That you're in effect a community centre to people re-inhabiting the city centre, aren't you? With the development opposite the rail station. I mean, families are coming to, I keep saying the town, but they're coming to the city, and here you are as a ready-made facility for those children who would be hanging about street quarters, who would be getting up to nonsense, and you're offering them a facility to chat, a safe environment. Everybody's vetted, it's the YMCA, you can't get through the front door without being let in, keyed up, it's safe and secure for children. Perfect environment for parents to bring to bring their children, and as they're doing now. But
Yeah.
the population of the village of Chelmsford is now set to grow, isn't it?
Yeah, there'll be a huge increase. Already seeing the size of the building we're opposite the train station, and then the Marconi site, which was in its heyday, a huge site doing a lot of work around radio and various other things. When that is completed, that will be a very, very big site.
Why don't you do a tie-up then, if the developers would take over this building and give you the first 5 floors, and then they put 5 floors of flats above it? Is it too thin for that? I mean, the shape of the building. Could that be done? That they then, there's a rental value above you, and return the money on that?
Possibly, but the main probably issue would be people that are renting. When you've got young people coming in, want to make noise. I mean, our music project is so successful because young people come because they know that their parents or their neighbours are not going to be banging on their door, or the shed door, or the garage door to say turn it down or keep the noise down. We get 40 to 60 young people coming, playing live music, practicing, having a jam, having a good time. And I suppose even myself, if I would come home after a long day, would I want to listen to,
I have to disagree. I have to butt in. There was a programme recently on television that they soundproofed a house from a room in a house where the boy loves to play drums, like you've got here. You couldn't hear it.
Oh, okay.
You could not hear it next door because of modern rubberized soundproofing techniques. And don't forget, sound does travel down. Is it up or down? I can't.
I think it's up.
It's up. So they would, once the soundproofing is over, I can't see any other.
Yeah.
Perhaps
I mean,
they could have a separate entrance. Obviously, they'd have a separate entrance, but
it's a possibility to think about. I mean, but that decision would be down to our chief executive and the board of governors to decide. Because also with that is that you're giving a piece of your land to to another company, as well, possibly.
You get 5 million building back though.
Yeah, it's true, but then it's just the other complications of if they wanted to sell that, and who else would want to buy it? What would they want to do? And
okay, a bowling alley upstairs or a cinema, or even a basketball hall.
Yeah. Yes, definitely some for some food for thought.
So the outlook, though, despite financial problems, recession, etc., etc., here kids are having a whale of a time.
Yeah, the children and young people keep on coming back, and a lot of the after-school provisions have waiting lists that full, and our evening groups. We have some young people that have been coming for 3-4 years to one evening a week because they enjoy that much, and they also get involved with our other community projects and actually volunteer. This summer we did a community roadshow for 5 days, and we had at least nearly half a dozen young people that are in the age range of 11 to 13, giving up a day or all 5 days of their summer holidays to help volunteer at our project, which shows not just how much they enjoy it, but how much they want to give back to the community and support the YMCA, because they feel that the YMCA has supported them and given them something. It's that mutual respect of wanting to be involved, participate, support, and it's a great model, and we love seeing the young people come along and doing that.
You must have if I said to you, what's your message to the people of Chelmsford? I would imagine you could talk for half an hour. How could you encapsulate what's your message now? You've got the opportunity. Please, people of Chelmsford.
Support us. There's a mixture of ways of supporting. It doesn't have to be financially. It could be just coming to volunteer at an evening provision and giving 2 hours of your time. It doesn't matter if you're not experienced in working with young people or children. We will offer support in training, and actually sometimes young people just want to have somebody to talk to. It doesn't matter about where they're from, how old they are. They just want somebody to talk to. And for some people that a little bit older, than maybe like yourself, retired, living the dream, as you would say, think that, you know, young people wouldn't want to engage with them. Actually, it's the opposite. You know, find sometimes somebody that's a little bit older is very calming, soothing, and just somebody that's able to talk to and just listen. And obviously with their life experience, is somebody they think, oh great, you know, I'll talk to so and so and listen, you know, and chat about some issues I've been having or an argument I've been having at home. And that it's as simple as doing that. We're not expecting to have people come in and, you know, want to organise activities, you know, and do things like that. We will offer the foundations to help progress people to do that if that's what they want to do, or if they just want to come along and just, you know, help out, play some games of pool,
chill out,
chat with some young people. You know, it's asking a young person or child how's their day been, you know, and just having a chat about that. Those little things sometimes go a very long way, and it's just, you know, little things like that help us still be able to deliver and serve the community as well. And we're thankful for all of our volunteers that we have that help us, you know, financially or volunteering and anything else they do.
Craig, we're here at your Hall of Fame. Talk us through a couple of the items.
Well, I probably wouldn't say Hall of Fame for me, but for the YMCA and the work that we do, this is some current press cuttings that we've got out from various things of the projects that we've done, and the support that we've had from the High Sheriff, and in particular this one is our Youth Awards evening that we had last year in conjunction with the National Youth Work Week as well. We've been doing the Youth Awards evening now, and this will be our 5th year running that, and that's a special evening where we thank and recognise all of the hard work and transformations of young people, our volunteers, and our staff, and other people that are involved with us as well. It's just a night of celebration and recognition, and it's a great evening, and we love doing it. Last year we worked in partnership with Anglia Ruskin University, and they gave us the facility for free, and we'll be using the same facility again this year, which is fantastic, because it also breaks down those barriers for children and young people to actually see a university, come on a university site, and realise that, you know, the ambitions, you know, you could be here in 3 years, 5 years, you know, if you really wanted to. As well, we have our newsletter that we send out to all our stakeholders, and anybody else that signs up to the newsletter is completely free, and it just gives a little bit of a flavour of what we've done that month, what we've got planned. Our chief executive always starts it off with something as well, and it's just a nice positive message to send out to the community about what it is we're doing.
It's not a 24/7 venue, is it?
No.
You do get to sleep sometimes.
Yes, we do. Yeah, get the opportunity to sleep. Yeah, we do close Christmas Day, Boxing Day.
So are you like the captain? You go in there and in your hammock to rest in between?
That's what holidays are for.